Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This intraday analysis video is for Wednesday, July 21st, 2010. The markets again moving flat to slightly higher today after gyrating from a gap up, selling to go negative, and now reversing back to the upside just ever so slightly. The Dow right now is hovering up 15 points on the day. The Nasdaq is fractionally negative, down about 2 points, and the S&P 500 is up about 1 point on the day. Now, the key things that I want to go over today in the intraday video. Number one, let's talk some earnings. What happened? Yesterday after the bell, Apple Computer reported very, very good earnings. The stock had a great reversal yesterday from a gap down, as did the whole entire market. The market again rallying to go positive sizably after gapping down close to 150 points yesterday. Again, you can see Apple gapping lower and reversing to close up $6 on the day, and that was before earnings. So going into earnings, it already had a $6 cushion into it. On earnings, they came out, blew the Wall Street away again. I mean, bottom line is Apple Computer continues to outperform the other companies that are reporting earnings. They were fantastic results, beat on earnings, beat on revenue, and again, guiding decently towards the future as well. The stock traded as high as $265 today after closing yesterday at $251.89. So again, basically a 13 to 14 point gap up today, but as soon as it opened, some of those profits were given back. You can see very quickly here as the open of the market started at 9:30. Apple Computer started to sell to the downside, came back here all the way down to about the low today of 256. At this point, the stock was up about $5 on the day. And since then, volume has gotten very light on the entire market. The market has started to float higher, as has Apple. So Apple's having a good day today. It's off the highs of the day, but still up $7.50. If you add in what it gained yesterday and today, it's basically net up $13 in the last 2 days. That's a very, very good move on any stock, let alone even on Apple here. All right, now that's yesterday, so good earnings on Apple. This morning, we got Wells Fargo. We got Morgan Stanley. Both of those companies reporting earnings. Let's take a look at Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley's having a huge up day. Really some great earnings. Now, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, they were both decent earnings announcements. Goldman missed on revenue slightly, but both of these companies, Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo, came out and just blew away Wall Street. All right, so both of them very, very solid. You can see the stock reaction in the price, a huge up day on Morgan Stanley, up $2.60, trading basically at the highs of the day. So very, very good earnings from them. And then if we go to Wells Fargo, you can see Wells Fargo coming off the highs of the day somewhat, but still trading positive by about 91 cents on the day. So a decent move on that stock, but it's not nearly what Morgan Stanley is doing. Morgan Stanley was at the highs of the day. You can clearly see Wells Fargo is well off the highs of the day, down about 80, 90 cents from that high pivot this morning on the open. All right, so that was earnings. Let's get into a couple other things. We obviously know that these good earnings announcements are probably what's keeping the market flat to positive on the day. If you took away these, you would see a market that was probably selling off and pulling back just a little bit. After a huge move yesterday, just like someone running a marathon, the next day you're going to take a breather. You're going to take a little bit of a break, kind of relax, re-energize before you can continue on your path. So even if we are going to see some more upside in the coming days, it should not surprise anyone that the markets are trading just basically flat on the day here. And again, here's where we closed yesterday. Here's where we are today. The spiders are up 15 cents on the day. And again, as I mentioned, Dow was up 15 points, Nasdaq flat, and S&P up about a point on the day as well. Now your levels. The levels have continued to work today on a technical basis. If we're going to just talk technicals now, the gap up today, that was a good move above this 108.65 move or key level here, the 108.65 key level. The gap up took us all the way to 109. Now 109 is an even number level, and for those of you that follow the methodology, you guys know that even numbers generally act as support or resistance. In this case, resistance. So a possible short at 109 or the pierce of 109 could have been played there. It was a beautiful pullback. Notice how you closed right on top. You hit this 108.65 and closed right atop of it. Those of you that are methodology followers of In the Money Stocks also need to remember that you technically haven't confirmed above 108.65. This white line, even though you gapped above it, you haven't confirmed above it. Therefore, you have to be wary and possibly look for a pullback below that and reversal. What happens here? Take a look. The next candle takes us below, so sure enough, no level confirmed here. This 108.65 continues to be a major level of resistance. Even though you were above it, you never closed above it and confirmed above it, and sure enough, the market sells off below. You come down to this next level at 108.35. These levels have been on the charts for days and days now, and again, they continue to be a major character in this market, a major play in this market. So as you fall down to this 108.35 level, notice the bounce that you start to get. Now, for those of us that follow the methodology again and again, again, I keep on referring to this methodology because it's such a strict methodology. It's unique to inthemoneystocks.com. For those of you that want to get involved and understand this and make the money that we make off of this type of methodology, you need to join the Research Center or join the Intraday Stock Chat, or you could even join the webinar this weekend. We have a webinar, 5-hour intensive course going over a lot of this stuff this Saturday on the coming week, all right? So, again, you can find that under Education, Webinars, and Seminars on the website for the webinar, or you can just join the Intraday Stock Chat or Research Center. In any case, as you came down to the pink line at 108.35, the bounce did come in. That's expected. Why? Because, again, you closed above here, and you confirmed it on the first candle today. Even though the candle pulled back, this pink line was confirmed above. Do you guys see how that works? You closed above yesterday, had a pause candle, and then the next candle today closed higher than the high of the last candle of the day. Therefore, the pink line only was the level that was confirmed above. The white line never was confirmed above because you never had two consecutive closes above it with a higher level than the first close above it. All right, very, very important. So as you came down into the pink line, that's going to be confirmed support. You're going to buy that. Look for a bounce. Where are you going to take it back to? Obviously, the white trend line. Duh, it's the obvious level because that still hasn't been confirmed above. It's still going to act as resistance. As you go up there, you have to recognize the pattern. The pattern here is an in spirit of bear flag, sharp down move, choppy sideways consolidation. That tells us we're going to go lower. Sure enough, you break down. Where do you go? To the next level where we call to buy in the intraday stock chat, right at the 200 moving average and my blue master trend line. Blue master trend line even yesterday was in key play, and if you go back further, you can find out levels that it was on the charts as well. Major level there on the blue line. It coincided with the 200 as well. That's an easy buying opportunity as mentioned in the intraday stock chat, and look at the markets after that. So if you bought that, you would have at least bought it and gone long till at least the 20 moving average in the pink trend line. It ended up going all the way up. Where did we go again? Right back to the white trend line. What's going on as I speak, as I do this video? You can be watching this. You have a pullback right off the master support or resistance level right here at the 108.65. So these levels continue to be major levels. You can see how they work today. You can see how they dictate the buys and the sells, the shorts and the longs in the market, and how the money just continues to accumulate from either scalping this market, or for those of you that swing trade the market, that it continues to do that and make us money in the Research Center. Now, one of the stocks in the Research Center that I have and currently hold has gone very nicely today. That's a small Chinese stock. As you guys know, I've been picking up a few of these small Chinese stocks today. Take a look at this mover. Beautifully up basically 10% today from our entry. Beautiful move. Look at this. Dead bottom fishing. Buy and run here on the upside. So that's a nice little move there, folks. And again, that's one in the Research Center. Again, we just had a great profit yesterday on the SDS, selling that for over $1, $1.25 in profits to be exact. And it just continues to go. Steady wins the race here in the money stocks. 8 to 9 winners out of every 10. That's what we look to do, and that's what we do achieve. And again, you add that up month after month. There's no one else out there doing it like we are doing it here at inthemoneystocks.com. So again, let's just go back to the spiders and touch base on a couple other things here. If we look again, you can see a little bit of a pullback coming into this pink trend line. Now, if we take a look at the 60-minute chart, we'll flip to the 60. You can see you're consolidating here. A little bit of bullish consolidation. You're above the 200. You're above the 50. You had gapped up and then consolidated here. I'd still say this was overall micro bullish, although you might have a little bit of bearish sentiment on the micro scale. The macro is bullish. You have the big up move here, consolidation. But if you look at this portion, you could have a little bit of micro bearish, which means we could pull back a little bit more today and come back here before we make a move up, maybe in the next few days. And that's the general prognosis. Things could change by the end of the day, but that's what I'm seeing here just by glancing at the charts quickly for this afternoon or midday video. All right, folks, that's all for today. Again, come join the Research Center. Come join the Intraday Stock Chat. The webinar is on Saturday. Be involved there. You want to get money. You want to bank millions and millions of dollars. This is where to do it at inthemoneystocks.com. Take care.